go to, they're being charged for a financial plan, sometimes thousands of dollars. At Baird, if you're part of the Baird family, we don't charge. The value is there. We just think it's important to be a part of your portfolio and your plan. Rick, what would be your thing when you run into clients that have a little bit more complexity? What is the thoughts that you have?
Thanks, Mike. This would probably be more for Bob, because I'm very familiar with how Sasha works. We've been worked together for several years now. But Bob, when we're looking at more complex plans, let's say perhaps somebody that has a business transition situation or business sale, maybe. What might that look like, and what can we bring to the table for the client?
Yeah, Rick, with business owners, there's so many opportunities to do planning with them. A lot of times, you learn about that your client is selling a business when they say, "Hey, I got an LOI that I wasn't expecting. What do you think about this?" And what's really nice here at Baird is we have a tremendous number of resources that can help a business owner understand whether that's one, whether it's a good offer, and two, if they're going to get the number that they need. So that really does go back to making sure that they have the financial plan in place that helps them understand their full financial picture. And lots of times we find that our business owner clients will tell our advisors, look, when we're talking about my financial plan, just disregard my business, right? Because they're focused on the cash flow planning and they don't want to include that cash flow in their personal planning needs. Well, this is where Sasha and I spend a lot of time together, because we really push back on that and say, okay, we understand that that's what you think from a cash flow standpoint, but now we want to look at your financial plan from a net worth standpoint. And so very often that business owner can't tell you what the value of their business is, which then leads to they can't tell you if that LOI is even in the ballpark. And so Baird has a group here called Business Owner Solutions. It's our lower middle market M&A team, but they support our advisors and our planning team by providing what's called a valuation information report. Basically, it's a range of value analysis. It's not a valuation, but it is a ballpark idea based on financial information that we get from the client to provide a range as to what a company like our clients, of the size of our clients, could reasonably expect if they put their company through a process in the marketplace. So from a planning standpoint, that provides a whole lot of information, because now you can run their financial plan and say, okay, the sale of one, you can identify whether that LOI, that letter of intent, is in the ballpark. But more importantly, you can let the client know that they're going to have the cash flow that they need post-sale to live their lives the way that they want to do it post-sale. There's also the opportunity then to say, you know what? I'm not going to sell this company. I got my kids in the business. And so I want to transition it to them. We can help work with those business owners to identify what an intra-family transition could look like. And where it really gets interesting, Rick, is when we have a client that said, let's say they got 3 kids. And statistics tell us that for most business owners, the value of their business represents 80% of their overall net worth. So you got 3 kids, let's say one's in the business. But then they also want to divide their estate equally amongst their kids. I'm going to let you do that math and try to figure out how that works. It doesn't, right? So we have to help come up with creative solutions as part of that planning, so that they can decide if there is an opportunity to both transition the business to that next generation, try to keep the family intact, because one way is to divide it equally anyway, but I don't know a lot of people that are willing to work for their siblings so that their siblings can get mailbox money while they're grinding every day at the business. So we really work together collaboratively with you and with Sasha, our other planning team members, and ultimately with the client, to determine what options exist to get that client the desired outcome for their business.